used by God will also mean being used for people, because God is for people. But many times it will feel like being used by people rather than for people. The more you reach out to help people, the more you feel them walk over you. You help someone when they were defeated and desperate. And when they are okay, they turn back and treat you like you didn't exist much in their life. It didn't mean anything to them. You invested so much of time, you invested so much of yourself into people for years, and they respond like you didn't mean anything to them. I don't know about you, but that causes pain. It can cause you not to look at a situation or at a person with the eyes of Christ or with the heart of Christ. When you're in pain, you look at that person with the eyes of pain that you are in. Undealt pain will impact and influence your personality. Where now suddenly, because of all the pain and hurt that you've suffered from people, you put safeguards in your place. You don't love like you used to love before. You don't help like you used to help before. You don't look out for people like how you used to look out before. You don't want to interact with people. Even if you see somebody struggling and you know that I can help, but I won't. Not because of what they did, but because of what somebody else did to you. And they become the people that suffer because of somebody else's fault. When I'm hurting, what am I going to do? This is important. Am I going to take a small break and just spend time in worship, spend time in prayer, spend time in healing, spend time for myself? Because if you don't have a plan on how you're going to handle it, you will end up doing things that will cause you temporary relief, but permanent damage. So you got to know what you're going to do. You have to have a plan. Because when you don't have a plan, your pain will prevent you from doing the right thing. You won't want to worship. You don't want to come to church. You don't want to pray. You don't want to be involved in ministry. You won't want to preach. You won't want to do any of that because your pain can blur your purpose. That if your heart is with God, your purpose is clear, that you don't respond out of your pain, but if you respond out of your purpose, when you don't have the strength to stand, He strengthens you. When you don't know what to say, He puts His words in your mouth. Because your life has to be a glory and a testament for His name's sake. Hallelujah. Will you believe the pain more than the promise? Ask yourself, will you choose to believe the pain more than the promise? Jesus didn't allow the pain to dictate how long He'll stay on the cross because His mind was on the promise of the resurrection. His mind was already set. It's like, I'm willing to endure the pain because I've already seen the purpose and the power of the resurrection. When I believe that God will turn all things for my good, that's a promise. The promise is an outcome. It's not the circumstance. God will use the circumstance to bring the outcome. That even though the circumstances, all is falling and all is failing, yet God will use everything that is falling and failing for His favor. If you have been in pain, you realize there's some things that you have to manage differently the next time. Or even if you are in pain right now, God is saying, realign your mind, realign your heart. Having a plan helps you to navigate clearly where you're going rather than to be stuck in where you are right now. I don't know whose heart that we have spoken to. You might be at home, you might be here. You might be crying tears that no one can see. You might be going through pain that nobody knows. But know one thing, through it all, Jesus alone can set you free from what the plans the enemy has tried to do to destroy you. You don't have to live in the circumstances of your pain. You got to walk into the provision of your promise. And pain can prevent you from walking into promise. if you would pour out your heart to me, I will help you heal not just your heart, but also your mind, that you would know what to say, to who to say it, what to do, and what to believe. That this pain that you face will serve the purpose that I've called you for. Although you see it and you don't understand how, but I'm telling you today, the cross served the purpose of you and me here today. Your pain will serve your purpose.